I really like playing enchanter supports, and I think I've understood them pretty well this season, but now I think coin should be removed. The main reason is coin is uninteractive. Like, it doesn't even matter if its numbers are high or low or whatever, just by nature, it promotes not fighting. So, just because compared to Spell Thieves and Relic Shield, it doesn't help you in combat, it just helps you generate lots of gold. You don't get the damage or sustain that you need to take trades, so you just aren't incentivized to trade. And what that means is just like AFK farming is the optimal playstyle, which I think people really don't like to be true. Because, it's one thing when like the enemy support outplays you, they get more autos in, they hit their skill shots, but when they fight you and win, it sucks to lose, but at least you feel like you lost to someone good. Whereas losing to someone who just sat back and won by default feels terrible. So I think the main thing to show in support of removing coin is that it promotes this uninteractive laning, and that removing it would make laning more interactive and healthy and fun overall. Now, if you liked Ancient Coin, you might say, oh, it is interactive because it makes you collect coins. And maybe that's true compared to the old Ancient Coin. Certainly, when Riot changed it, this is what they had in mind. This is what they were thinking about, making supports play an active role in laning rather than just, being in lane and maybe AFK shielding and healing. But so yeah, like if you just read that and never actually like played League, you might say, okay, yeah, coin is interactive because it gives opportunities to punish mistakes. But the thing is, not only do coin picks that like fly towards you, they last for so long that you can collect most of the coins in lane just by waiting for the wave to get in a better spot and then picking them up. So effectively, you can just play passive in lane and opt for like the risk-free style of only picking up coins once the wave's gotten a good spot to do so without taking a significant hit to your gold income. So I guess one thing Riot could do to change coin to give opponents real opportunities rather than remove it entirely is make coins not last as long on the ground. But again, I think just removing it would be the best option because remember, coin doesn't give any combat stats. The point is just to generate gold while you AFK farm. And this is where the Relic Shield AD carry, like Lulu versus Janna hyper carry meta comes from. And at one point in time, League needed an item like that because there were supports whose kits were just like designed for that. Like Soraka and Janna used to um, be like AFK, never trade bots, but now they've been reworked and incentivized to trade early. And like I don't think most people have caught on to Janna yet, but because her E is like 18 seconds cooldown level one, I think if you're against a melee support and want to play aggro, skilling W is actually a lot better. But anyway, obviously for Soraka, her Q is super strong as a trading tool. Every time I see Soraka's take W level one, I die a little inside. Like if Soraka hits her Qs and doesn't get all in, she out trades literally like everybody. Now, like all the enchanter supports can play aggressive early in lane, but the thing is, coin exists, so they end up playing passive anyways, and that's a shame because like if you look at Soraka mains or Sona mains or anyone who wants to show skill on their main champion, what they really want to do is go Spell Thieves and play aggro and outplay the enemy in trades. And they'll go Spell Thieves at any chance they get, but often they just can't because coin exists and playing passive is better. So there isn't really any enchanter support anymore that can't use Spell Thieves. Their kits have all been updated, so like removing coin wouldn't make any of them unplayable. I think it would just make enchanter support laning healthier if they had to go Spell Thieves. So Riot could just nerf coin to the ground, like to the point where Spell Thieves is almost always the better item, and that would be like effectively the same, I guess, and leave coin in the game. I think they started to do that this patch by nerfing the mana from blue coins again and giving Spell Thieves more AP. Like that helps Karma not be completely useless as a champion. It makes Spell Thieves a better option than it was on champs like Sona, Lulu, Soraka. So that's a good start. But again, since everyone who currently goes coin can use Spell Thieves and their laning would be healthier with it, I think it would be simpler just to straight up remove coin. Also, one more random point is that coin gives a coin when you get assists, and as coin champions like Jan or Sona or whatever, it's super easy to participate in kills. Like you just buff somebody who does a little damage, and you get the assist. So you get an assist for almost every kill. And naturally, the winning team has more kills than the losing team, so the winning team support automatically gets more gold from coin than the losing team support. And this is like a 300 gold difference, a lot of games, which matters a lot because of how support itemization is so strong. So it makes a big difference actually. And in that sense, coin is actually snowballing, but it's not like the good kind of snowball that's a result of like actually doing something. It's just a byproduct of being on the winning team. You can stop watching now if all you care about is the argument for removing coin because this doesn't really help much. A few weeks ago, when I had this idea, I thought I'd get some statistics to help show coin is broken because it felt like whenever I moused over my coin and the enemy supports item, I somehow like just had a lot more gold than they did. Um, so unfortunately, I didn't get any numbers that show as much as I hoped they would. The first problem is there isn't a method in the League API to get gold generated by a specific item. But the Discord community was super helpful, so shout out to them. So what I ended up doing was just getting the total gold of champions that use certain items. So I just collected the total gold of champs that had whatever support item for over half the game. I don't know how much these numbers actually show, but I guess I'll just make the best case I can out of them. So like I said, I ended up just collecting the total gold for champs that had the coin line or the spell thieves line or the relic shield line for over half the game. So in a way, it's annoying that there's no way to get the gold from just the item and not their total gold. But also in a way, it's not that bad because what matters, like what really matters, is their total gold, and it doesn't really matter if the item gets that gold directly from generating the gold or indirectly through like winning lane or whatever. Um, Also, maybe I should have compared gold generation within specific champions because maybe like the champions who go a certain item are just broken or something. I don't know. But whatever. Like first of all, for total gold, green is relic shield champs, the blue is spell thieves, and yellow is coin. So spell thieves and coin are pretty close. Relic shield might be lower, but that might just have been something I messed up in collecting data. Because remember, sometimes 80 carries go relic shield, and obviously if 80 carries were included in the data, they would mess it up because they get one more golden supports. So to avoid that, I set like a threshold where if they average higher than a certain amount of CS per minute, they aren't included. But maybe that ended up excluding some of the highest gold like relic shield games because relic shield supports will naturally just have higher CS. So like the games where relic shield supports did really well and got a lot of CS, that would bring up the average. Those games got removed. So I mean that stuff doesn't really matter though because like the main items I wanted to compare were spell thieves and coin, and as you can see they're pretty close. So comparing spell thieves and coin, the one interesting and maybe significant result I do have is that there's a lot more variance for the spell thief champs. That means like even though the coin and spell thief champs might average about the same amount of gold, the coin champs are a lot more consistent, whereas the spell thief champs are like all over the place. So as you can see from the graph, as the game goes on, spell thief champs might get more or less gold depending on if they pop off or do nothing, but coin champs are more likely to have closer to average gold. And if you compare the histograms for gold generation at 20 minutes, you can see that the Spell Thieves one is more spread out. Obviously, they're both skewed right, but I think maybe it's more dramatic for Spell Thieves as well. And if you look at coin, it's really unlikely you'll have less than 4,000 gold at 20 minutes, which is enough for your sensor and Forbidden Idol. And I think this was on patch 7.18 or something when coin and sensor hadn't been nerfed, so that made a huge deal.